Inside, we have one of the kids there, one of the boys, and I think this is Finn. Yes, I can see the knot on his back. So this is Finn. And then this is Elsie. And Agita's there. And I already showed the ferals, but you can see that, Jill was just eating, just about see the food bowl there. See Jill. And then you can see the other two, Peanut and bcee. I put the food bowl in the new bowl given by my wonderful neighbors. I put the food bowl there in the shade. I let the kids into the patio earlier, but it's very hot out there. It's cooler in the house, the air conditioning. So we're going to stay inside a bit, kids. You know, it's just too hot out there. We're going to be indoor cats today. And you know what? It's been up and down, up and down, up and down. And yesterday was a down because of the gambling got out of control again. And that's bound to happen when I go back to it after like a 12-day period, and with everything else that's been going on. And so that was just got really, really out of control. But that happens, and then this compensated, getting all these bowls and that wonderful, wonderful T-shirt. I don't think have I showed this? I might have showed it yesterday. I took pictures of it, but I don't know. But it's actually a local cat rescue, Thamesville. It's a little town, maybe 20 minutes from here. So cute, but feral. And this is the and that one. Yeah, this is the feral cat. It could actually, it's kind of wild looking. It could also be, it's got kind of a racoony and kind of wildlifey thing too, But it is a feral cat. But anyway, it's my favorite T-shirt now, I love the feral cat dad ones, and the cat dad ones, and all of the other T-shirts, and the ones with the pictures, and the ones with logos, and But this is my new favorite because it's kind of very symbolic for me because I'm struggling to be less feral and more domestic myself, and not always successful, but just one day at a time. So it's okay. I mean, I had some insights this morning, lying in bed, after everything that happened yesterday, the gambling and the gifts, and I had some insights. I'm not going to share them. I'm not even sure I entirely remembered them. But, and I've been through this so many times, the insights don't necessarily translate into practical. They don't actually necessarily, mean that I'm not going to party or, gamble or drink or those many things. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but it just, it felt good. There was some, they're kind of fleeting, and as I said, I'm not sure exactly what they were now, but they sort of seem to put things into perspective for me at the time, and I will try, if I can, to write about them in my journal entries, which I'm going to do after I shower and get changed. So that's what's happening. So from all the kids, we got Finn very comfortable there. We got Elsie there. We've got Agita there, and we got the fields out there. I can only see bcee, but the other two are nearby, So, from the 7 of us, I must say, Happy Canada Day, everybody. From all of my kids and all of my wildlife, my wildlife, Canadian wildlife. We get possums, and we get raccoons. We got mice, and we've got, the indoor cats, and we've got the domestic cats, and the feral cats and the semi-feral cats and myself and all of us here. Happy Canada Day. Bye for now. Everybody, there's a lot to report, and we've got 3. I'll talk inside. We've got the 3 fellows there, and my neighbors gave actually from behalf of Jack for belated Father's Day, a whole bunch of bowls, really nice stainless steel bowls for the ferals and for the inside kids, and a beautiful T-shirt from a cat rescue with a cute but feral logo on it. It's really, really something. I'm not wearing it right now because I'm just feeding everybody. I fed the inside kids. Yesterday was a bit rough because I did end up. The day before was very good. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not talking about personal stuff. But the day before was, like a normal day with friends. Because, don't do that often. And it was nice. And then yesterday, kind of the aftermath of that, I ended up, energy bit wonky, polls, ended up going to a casino and really got very, very, very compulsive, as I tend to do. And I don't think I even, and I hadn't been there 13 days, 12 days. So, it just, whenever that happens, I go a bit wild and I get very compulsive and every dollar I can access. Not good, But then I come back and I got these wonderful gifts from Jack with a wonderful card, sweet card. And, I'm very, very lucky to have my neighbors and my friends and these people, and of course the inside people, obviously, and Jack. Jack's very, very important to me. So this is Peanut, Jill, bcee, and the new bowl. So it's there, kids. It's from your. It's a gift. It's from you to me. But actually, you guys didn't buy it. It was Jack's, your, bio brother, son's adopted mom bought it, So anyway, for us, Anyway, that's what's happening. Ups and downs. But yesterday was rough. But when I came back and I found the gifts and the card on my porch, it really touched me. It was very, very emotional and really touched me, and it really means a lot to me. So, and then that's another push. Remember, I picked the strength tarot card, so this gives me some of the strength. So to just keep going day by day. All I can say is I'm really glad casinos are closed today. Canada, in spite of everything, there would have been a pull, but I'll do this day by day. So anyway, and these people, the inside people, these people, Jack, my friends, which include my neighbors, and are my main pushes. The polls get very, very strong, but I got the pushes, and I'm just going to keep going day by day. It's very hot out here. I'm going to go in. Okay, bye for now. It's later in the day. It's still like 95 degrees. And I just fed the ferals. Jack has come over. It's a little cooler now. We've been in the cool air-conditioned house all day. So he's come out to sort of, give company at the table, the dinner table, to his bio relatives. So there's Peanut. There's bcee, Jill back there, and Jack, of course. My darling Jack, such a sweetie, And he's not a huge fan of Temptations anymore, so I gave him a little bit of this chicken liver topper that the girl at I haven't taped in quite some time, and we've got one of the boys there, and we've got the other boy there, and I think this one is Finn. I can feel the knots. And that one is Elsie. There. And Agita is there. And we've got Rocky, actually it's a Rocket, the raccoon there, And I'm not really opening the door because I'd opened the door before and she's eating happily, and we had called her Rocky before, but she's actually a Rocket because she brings her babies. And she's been here for the last hour or so, and the babies, they were happily eating too. They, when I was out there, they were hiding between the house and the shed, or the garage and the shed. And then they came to eat, and they're very cute, But she kind of growled at me when... So I just kind of came in. I was already in here. I think it's safer when the babies are around. They're very cute. I would never harm them. That I consider them as family too. And she knows that. She brought them to show them to me. But I mean, it makes sense. She would prefer that the babies be safe while they're eating. So I was just watching from inside, and she just kind of growled. And I said, "It's fine. I'm not going out. I'm not going to, I'm not going to make your babies feel uncomfortable." And now she's finishing all the food, and she won't leave with the babies until she's finished everything. And I don't know if you can see this. Peanut is there watching. It's at a distance. And Jill was watching too. And bcee. This happens every night. So I haven't taped in a while. Let them finish. And then after the whole raccoon family leaves, I think she's finished every bit. After the raccoon family leaves, then I will, there, she's coming to water. They make a big mess of the water, and so I'll clean up the water, put fresh water for the fields after these people leave. I'll give them a couple more minutes. As I said, I don't know when I taped last because taping has not been the priority lately. I've been just kind of so caught up with stuff. This is not a real mouse. This is a toy mouse. So I've just been so caught up with personal stuff, which I don't talk about in here, and struggles and drinking and struggles, but just keeping my head above water, barely, looking at the kids, of course, when I'm not in a possessed mood, but kids, ferals, even raccoons are my biggest pushes, against the pulls. And there have been some pulls, and there's been some situations, but I just don't want to talk about it. Gambling. There was some gambling too. And again, I don't want to talk about it. As I said, I don't, the stuff, if other people are involved, I don't discuss that. So what I will say is that, yeah, I've been clear for about a week or so, I guess, And, yeah, there was binge, and there was some gambling, and there's been some drinking. That's my kind of rechanneling here. There's been some drinking, but things are okay. Looking after the kids, looking after the ferals, and tomorrow, and that's why I'm taping now. Tomorrow I am planning a trip to Toronto with the inside kids, with the agita, lcee, and Finn, and my neighbors again. Very kindly, I really, really, really appreciate my neighbors are going to be looking after the ferals, and they'll be putting I've brought lots of dry food because the raccoons come to eat, and the raccoon babies, and they eat all the dry food, and now I'll just go out and put some more fresh for I'll make sure the raccoons are gone before I go out because I don't, Rocket may get a little protective of the babies while they're here, so. But once they go back to their lair or wherever they go, then I will go out. So I haven't got changed yet. Then I'll go out and put fresh food and water for the ferals. And then I don't think the raccoons will be back till tomorrow night, And then tomorrow night I'll be, the kids and I, agita, lcee, and Finn and I should be in Toronto. And I got various things to do. I got a dentist appointment, a doctor appointment, the bank, and, the kind of rechanneling things that I don't have here. The Tibetan restaurants and the West Indian restaurants and the stuff that we just don't have here. Plus, I'm planning on going to Cirque du Soleil at some point. It's located right across from the condo, and art gallery and stuff like that. Cinemas. So I want to do all of that, and probably also the casino because my favorite casino is near the condo. All of those things, but I kind of need that right now. And then my birthday is coming up on the Saturday, so I probably won't post before that. So that's what's happening, just to catch up a little bit, why I haven't posted in a while. Just been really busy, really caught up on stuff, really struggling, but it's kind of, getting by, and it's like not daily using, but still. And then, kind of, there's been lots of interactions with people and stuff. And again, I don't talk about that. I won't talk about that. So that's what's happening. I'll go see if the raccoons are gone, and then put some more food and water for the ferals, who have been watching patiently from a distance. I was watching patiently from inside the garage. Bye for now. Hello everybody, I haven't taped I think in a while, just because so much has been happening, and when so much happens, I get overwhelmed, and I just fight to keep my head above water. And I can't really go into details because I don't discuss personal stuff when other people are involved. But I'll give some general, I was struggling with polls and, my addictions, my various ones, and I was using alcohol as, rechanneling. I went to car shows. Didn't really work, but it was like a little something. And then there was a family emergency, not here, but with my father in India. He got very sick, and we thought he wasn't going to make it at his age, 95. But he had heart surgery, and they put in stents. So I kind of took that as I think my food is right. No, it's going that way. Okay, but no, it's not mine. So I was planning on coming that day here to Toronto with the kids, and I have things to do here, dentist appointment, doctor appointment. And then there was some other issues, the partying was it was every week, every 2 weeks, and then it's sort of every week, and then it was like, there. And things were getting a little, again, I don't want to talk about it, but I think it's been over a week now. I kind of stopped counting, maybe a week and a half. But, I was kind of worried that it was going to... So, this whole thing with my father. And, I had been talking to someone, I told you in the last podcast, who's into the 12 steps and the whole, things of, higher, their higher power. And I've got a friend who talks about messages from the universe, And I just kind of took that, the whole thing with my father, and, and he survived. It's really incredible. As a little bit of a, again, it may be there, may not be there. Don't take this higher power thing literally. I don't like the term higher, and I don't take the messages from the universe literally. It could be something, it may be nothing, but if it means something to me, then it means something to me. If I see something in that, and it's going to help me, battle something, then sure. I'm not going to necessarily go, oh, this is a message from the universe that you should, get back on track and, focus more on that, even though my father's not here, but from here, managing his thing, which I've been doing, and, so from here, and I'm talking to the caregivers, and, video calls in the middle of the night and stuff like that, and, but he's pulled through. I mean, at first he was like hallucinating because he was on drugs. I think he was on morphine or something. That happened after his accident many years ago too. He doesn't do drugs, doesn't drink. So when he does it, when he's put on these powerful painkillers, he goes a little wild. He hallucinates, and he gets really aggressive, or not aggressive, but agitated is the word I was looking for. So been dealing with all of that, and I came here in the middle of all that. I had to come here with the kids, and I've been struggling with my own stuff here, but I've been just managing, and I'm about to go to the art gallery, and I took the bus. My food is here. I'll talk more later. Thank you very much. The only thing, do you have chopsticks by any chance?
I do, yes.
Okay, my food has arrived, so I'm going to eat, and then I'll talk more, Actually, I might not, because I'm going to go to the art gallery, and I really need that. I really, really, really need that, because that helps ground me, So art gallery, and walking around here in the city, that's helped a lot. I'll go to the art gallery, I'll see some art, and hopefully that will kind of ground me a bit. And then I want to go back and see if I can get a last-minute ticket to Cirque du Soleil. I think I've shown that before in previous podcasts, a year or 2 years ago. I think I missed last year, but it's walking distance from the condo. So I might, if I can get a ticket for that. And then tomorrow I got a doctor's appointment. I already have the dentist. Tomorrow I got a doctor's appointment. I got to go to the optician and get my glasses. I broke my other pair, so I'm trying to get those fixed. And then I might go back tomorrow night, or we might go back Saturday or Sunday. Saturday is my birthday. I was planning on being there for my birthday, but there's a very good chance that if I'm there, I might party there. So I might try to avoid that. But we'll talk about that later. I'm going to get potentially, which is, not the hottest, but it's still pretty hot. Okay? Bye for now. I'm here at the Art Gallery, Ontario, and this is a exhibit by Edna Tacon, I think I saw this last time when I was here. She's an abstract painter, died in 1980, and she divided her time between Toronto and New York. So I'm going to look around here a bit, and particularly I want to check out a Manet Monet Impressionist exhibition, and I want to check out the Silver Walls again, which I'm a big fan of, Kasuma. So I'm going to look around. It's nice to, this kind of helps ground me after a very spicy, very, very spicy, very good Thai dinner. That's what's happening. Bye for now. Hello everybody, guess what? I've come to see Cirque du Soleil. I got a last minute ticket. I just walked over, it's so close, a 15-minute walk. So I was downtown today, I had the lunch, I went to Art Gallery, and then took the shuttle bus back to the condo, rested with the kids, and then, this show starts at 7:30, it's at like 6:30. I walked over, it's 15 minutes, and I got a ticket. I'm right at the back, but it's fine. A lot of the performance will be up there anyway, and I can see the stage quite clearly. It's unobstructed, and for like $60, I'm not complaining. But anyway, I'm looking forward to this. It's a nice distraction, rechanneling, much better than other stuff. After all the stress with my father's, stuff, and he's recovering, but it was very stressful. So, I'm like, just kind of looking forward to this. Just to relax and enjoy for a bit. It looks like it's going to be quite the spectacle. Anyway, bye for now. It started. Sure started. I'm here at an Indian restaurant. I discovered that Summerlicious is on here in Toronto. It's a promotional thing they have in winter and summer that certain restaurants offer three-course or four-course meals at fixed prices. So I always used to go for it when I lived here, most of the time. But I had to go change my glasses, and they replaced my glasses. They're broken. They replaced it. Excellent opticians. They replaced it exactly the same. They didn't charge me anything because they said 10-year warranty. And I said it was my fault. I sat on them. And they go, it doesn't matter. And so they changed glasses, brand new, very, very comfortable. So I was happy with that. And then I was looking for an Italian restaurant in that area, Little Italy. But none of them were open for lunch for Summerlicious. So I came to this place, Indian place I used to come to quite often because it was, walking distance from the condo, and I would just walk, half an hour walk. So I used to come here quite often. I haven't been in a while, mainly because I haven't been in Toronto that much. Excellent food. I got 3 courses, so this is the appetizer. It actually brought a soup too, so it was like a 4-course. So this is the appetizer, onion bhaji. It's like onion fritters. That is shrimp jalfrezi. And that was a little problem I was having when I was looking for places, because a lot of them on those fixed price, fixed menus, they don't have enough seafood or vegetarian options. This will be like chicken or beef or whatever. Some have an occasional vegetarian option, but this one has shrimp as well, which I prefer. And I do eat shrimp and fish. So, and that's non-red. And I'm having a beer. So I'm very happy with this, and very reasonable. All of this, well, I'm not counting the beers, $20, for Summerlicious lunch. And I think it's like $5 more or something like that in the evening. So excellent, excellent food, excellent service. And this is what I miss living in the small town. You don't have anything like this. There are 2 Indian restaurants and they're pretty bad. They don't have anything like this. And then after this, I'm going to go to my doctor. And I'm probably going back with the kids tomorrow or day after. I think I'm going to stay because Summerlicious is on. Bye for now. We'll keep you posted. I'll try to post tomorrow. Bye for now. Hello everybody, I'm here at an entirely plant-based vegetarian restaurant in Toronto. Only in Toronto you have such a thing, a really nice restaurant. The upstairs and the main floor is full, but they've got extra seating here in the basement, and this is quite nice and cozy too. And I'm having, as appetizers, so part of the 3-course, fixed price thing. So I get an appetizer, and I went for the so-called pulled pork, but it's not really pork, it's tofu. It's a fake pork. So I'm a plant-based pork. So I'm having this, and I had 2 of those. I'm just on my second one. I'm having a nice cocktail. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to the nutty professor. Maybe 12 and a half, 13, something like that in cat years. I don't know. And I'm spending in the extra day here because it is my birthday. And I wanted to come to nice dinners. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Hello, everybody. It's later in the day. I taped earlier from the restaurant. It's my birthday today. So I ate and then I came back and I have been just resting with the kids. Really, really tired. All the stuff over the last few days. And both the boys are there. So that's one of the boys. I'm not sure if that's Finn or Elsie. And the other boy is there. Again, not sure if it's Finn or Elsie. You can see just there. The boys. So, and I think they went under the bed because I was vacuuming a little bit earlier. And we were supposed to go back today. I decided to stay. I mean, I think it would be better to stay here and go to, restaurants because we're having the summer-licious specials here. So I had an excellent vegetarian Italian lunch. Could never get anything like that out there in the small town. Never, So enjoyed that. And I wanted, while I'm here, I might as well try to edit and post because the Wi-Fi is a lot better here. I'll see if I can edit and post the latest podcast, the 90 Professor's, birthday edition podcast. I usually post one every year. So I might as well stick to the tradition and see if I can edit and post. It's going to be a little kind of, a little difficult to post, for material on this because a lot of personal stuff that I don't want to discuss in podcasts. I can write about it for myself, but not in, not in podcasts, I know other people may be involved and stuff like that and struggles with addiction. But then I have mentioned there was sort of a turning point with my father having a very serious, medical condition. Not here, but in India, and I was very, very, very worried. But it was a little bit of it kind of shook me up quite a bit, And he survived, and he's recovering, but he's 95. So all of that put everything into a slightly different perspective. And I might have already mentioned the whole thing with, I had a conversation a while back with somebody who believes in the 12 steps and, the whole, the various steps and the higher power and stuff like that. And then I have a friend who talks about messages from the universe. And, I wouldn't use either of those terms, but, yeah. I have been thinking along those kind of lines that whole thing and my father actually surviving is a message, and if I choose not to ignore it, or if I choose to ignore it, it's not going to go well. So I'm still struggling. It's not that I'm not struggling, but So, and I don't want to talk more about the the addictive things on and off. I've kind of lost count, but I think it's been almost a couple of weeks since the last one, and they were getting a little bit more frequent, and I won't talk more about that. There was just, a situation where, but no, I don't want to talk about that, but they were getting a little bit more frequent, but hopefully this whole thing with my father, and then there's, there's other considerations, so I just don't want to talk about it, but we're just doing one day at a time as always. I'm not going to count days, weeks, minutes, whatever, It's been a couple of weeks or so, and it had stepped up. Remember, it used to be every 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and I had made 6 months from October till April. But then it kind of something happened, and there was sort of an access, and things shifted a bit, and then it became a little bit more frequent. But still not daily, but every couple of weeks, and that's too much. So I'm taking this whole thing with my father, and whether it's a message from the universe or not, it's how I perceive it. Which, so if I see this as a possible message or a possible, wake-up call, then it's beneficial to me to see it that way, and it might help me, slow these things down, do a lot longer than 2 weeks this time if I can. And we're going back tomorrow. We were going to go back today, kids and I did want to spend time with the feral kids and the raccoons and the rest of my extended family, and also to see my neighbors, who are very important to me. My neighbors are looking after, a huge shout out to them, huge, massive, because they're looking after the ferals, and they have been there for me when I have needed them over the last couple of years. They've been very, very supportive of my struggles. So, doing what they can to try to keep me safe, which is something, So and looking after the ferals is huge. So huge shout out to neighbors, And that's, so this is my, I don't know, 13 years in cat years? I don't know. Kind of lost count. So it's been up and down. That's all I have to say. Roller coaster. But, that's what this addictions and the kind of, the territory, the underworld, the sort of possession, that I've been undergoing, and the transformations and what I've been doing and where I've been going and what's been happening. Yeah, it's ups and downs. It's roller coasters, So just trying to coast for a while. Just trying to coast, Just do this day by day, and I'll just try to keep. That's what keeps me grounded. Try looking after the kids, obviously, the inside kids, the ferals, now even the raccoons, and doing this day by day, and writing, for myself, journal entries and other writing if I can. It really helps to keep me grounded. And these things. I mean, hardly anybody watches. It's like 25 viewers, but that's okay. And that's mostly my friends or acquaintances who, skim bits and pieces. So that's. I'll keep doing these. I can't let these go, because if I let these go, then I'm no longer grounded. Then things get much worse. I don't even know when I last taped a podcast. I think 3 weeks. I used to do them every week, then every 2 weeks, then every 3 weeks, and I think lately they've been every 3 weeks or every 4 weeks. So I don't even know when it's And I'm not picking up a tarot card or anything like that. I don't have the deck here anyway. Where this is just touching base. That I'm still here. I'm still struggling, and we're going to do it day by day. So, wish me luck as always. Wish me good energy. So, from the 7+ of us, we've got Agita there. We've got one of the boys there, and I'm not sure if that's lcee or Finn. I think it's probably Finn. And we've got the other boy there, and I think that's probably lcee. From lcee, running that way. Finn underneath there. Agita there. And the ferals, who are not, here at the condo, obviously. They're at the house being very well looked after by my neighbors. So from the 3 ferals as well. Peanut, bcee, and Jill. And I guess also from the extended family of the raccoon family. We call them the rocket family, So, and they come every day. There's the mother raccoon, the Rockette, because she was Rocky, but then we realized that she was a he. No, he was a she. So Rocky became Rockette. And now the babies are the Rockets, So from them as well, from the entire, and myself, of course, without a doubt. the nuttiest, craziest, most fucked up professor to ever walk the face of this earth, and all that stuff. From all of us, bye for now. Wish me luck. Just gonna keep going one day at a time. Keep you posted. Bye for now.